Hello, I'm Janet Laird, and I'm going to show you my wrap junk journal. It's made out of a manila envelope for the base with fabric over it. Here's some little beads and danglies that I added to it. The Wellness Recovery Action Plan, or WRAP, has different lists that you use to create your wellness plan. So here's the visual of what I think of WRAP. When I'm feeling well, I'm on top of my mountain. A trigger comes along. I'm not on top of my mountain anymore. Early warning signs tell me that I've been triggered, stressed. If it progresses, things are breaking down and it get to the point of a crisis where intervention needs to take place. But if I use my wellness toolbox, I'm able to return back to wellness. So this is a pocket. I did some watercolor. Here's some cards. I made this book with some people in Akron, Ohio. And so that's a picture of them on the Zoom call. So this is a little watercolor. So you could put your own art or magazine, collage, cards, anything like that. So here's a little belly band. So the 5 key concepts I have written down. And then some questions to think about what they mean to me. Here's a card that I've journaled on, typed it up about those things. Here's a card that I use to talk about my supporters. Here's a picture of my husband and I. This is a watercolor pocket. So one of the lists are things to avoid. So I've typed those up and just stuck them with the paper clip. This is just a sheet of paper from a yacht log. And then I just have different sayings that mean something to me that I've included. Here's a stamp of a toolbox. So this pocket are my wellness tools. So I just type them up. So lots of different things that I can do to help myself feel well. And then this is a Sears and Roebuck ad about tools. So I just made a little pocket to put those in. So throughout the book, I've used pockets to hold my lists. This is Braille paper. Here's washi tape. Here's a little card with a question to think about. This is scrapbook paper. Here's the barometer of my mental health and some things to think about. This is my list of what I'm like when I'm feeling well. So this was on the back of a book page that I watercolored. And this is my list of things that are personal to me of what I'm like when I'm feeling well. There's a belly band of scrapbook paper and then a page out of a Illusions book. And there's just a little sticker. Here's a dictionary page pocket. And then just some cards that remind me about wellness. Things to think about. Little sayings. There's a ticket. There's a little piece of film strip. Here's a book page from a children's book. Here's a photograph of a journal page that I made about my barometer of my health. Then I use vellum paper and stitch to make a pocket. Wellness is me making my own informed life choices to be my best self. And this is a little compass, or compass, a barometer. Here's a photograph of a piece of art of what I'm like when I'm feeling well. My business card. Made a pocket out of a book page. There's a little tuck spot. Journaling in the back. Things listed what I want for my supporters. Little sayings that's helpful to me. Here's more watercolor and like book pages. Things that I like from my supporters list. Here's my daily maintenance plan. And then what I might choose to do to relieve stress. So I have those available. Watercolor. Here, I'm living in Kentucky, so I put the little Kentucky Monopoly card there. This is a book page from Puss in Boots, made into a little tuck. Here's the values and ethics of rap. And here's a place I could journal on the back. I used to live in Germany, so that's a postcard from there. I made a bookmark. Then I used ribbon and music sheet for the other end. And this is a sheet that I printed out on vellum, all the different words that pertain to rap for me. Made that into a little pocket journal card. Here's some film strip. This is a photograph of some art that I've made. Ribbon, just picture that I collage. There's a pocket. Things I'm working on. Sark's micro movements are a good format to use for that. A template. Here's like a old time prescription. Things that I'm working on in my life. Space for journaling. Little saying on Braille paper. Photograph of an art journal page that I did. Here's some little cards. So these are my triggers and my action plan. So I have them all listed there so I can use them easily. And just use ledger paper. Use fabric and a little tab there. Here's a card on how important sleep is. Little tuck spots. This is alcohol ink. Another little card. This is scrapbook paper. This is a fussy cut on music paper. Here's an old library card. And some pockets. Early warning signs. There's a little page of color. Here's ineffective ways that I've coped with triggers to remind me. So I wrote those on a card. Could journal there. Here's some more tuck spots in a little pocket. There's a card that's about using iMessages. There's more cards. Tuck spot. There's just a little journal page. Bloom where you are planted. Here's a poem. I blocked out some of the words and then circled some of the ones to make a new poem. This is on the back of a book sheet. Phone book page. This is just out of an old book. A little tab. Painted that. Here's my early warning signs. So this is a pocket. I put them in here. Early warning signs. And then inside is the action plan. There's a little bookmark. Pocket. Some fibers. I stitched it from a photo or a book page. Another bookmark. And this is a photo of a piece of art that I did. Here's a card on intuition. Here's that other part of the phone book page. Here's some little notes in a folder. Benefits of exercise, being active. some of my favorite fun activities. So I used the map to make another pocket. Here's a tea bag with some little cards. So when things are breaking down list, I have them written down, and then my action plan for when those happen. That helps me to get back on track of what I'm like when I'm feeling well. Watercolor, made a pocket, another card. There's a little pocket here. Another bookmark. Music sheet, magazine collage. There's a photo of a painting that I did. There's some little tickets. There's a butterfly fussy cut. The personal bill of rights. Some checks that I got doing my classes. This is a little pocket. And this is my permission slip to do my wrap. So I stitched along the edge of a package. Here's some washi tape and just a collaged photo from a magazine. Here's some little cards. This was just the back of a photo sheet. This is Yupo paper, watercolor. Here's a picture of a mushroom from my yard. Little book, using bingo paper. Here's some business cards of people that I've run across recently that I liked. Made a little bookmark. So here's some songs that always lift my spirits, so I can remember to listen to those when I need to. These are from CD cases. This is a photo of some art that I did. Here's a decorated paper clip and a little card, and just some Monopoly money and the Puss in Boots papers made into a pocket. Ways to express anger. Managing anger. Here's some film strip decorated on the paper clip. You can always go to your happy place in your mind. Put a picture of your happy place. So here's a picture, postcard. Here's some pretty pictures that I liked, made into a pocket. Then I glued down behind. Here's another photo of some art journaling pages. Just some things I liked, wanted to include. Here's an art piece for expressing visually what your wellness tools are. Here's some stitched vellum pocket, some houses that I made. And then this was from an art exhibit. And on each card, there's questions to have you ponder about your art, journal space. And then here's my crisis plan. Symptoms of potential crisis. When my supporters no longer need to use my crisis plan. I need outside intervention support when this is going on. Do not do the following. So everything that is needed for my crisis plan. And this is what is useful. This is Braille paper. Some more art that I took photos of. Here's some stitched fabric, little journal card, bookmark, and vellum paper. Some of my go-to wellness tools, short list. Here's things that I'm grateful for, little place and format of how to write a gratitude list, and then space to journal that. And then my post-crisis plan questions. And since this was a manila envelope, I have this tuck here, things that I value. This is scrapbook paper, and then a piece of art about mapping wellness. So there you go. If you've made a wrap journal, I'd love to see it. Send it to artforinsight@yahoo.com.